Hey everybody, it's KJ Jensen. Welcome to day 2 of our 14-day Titan Challenge. Today we're going to go over Groovy gear, the basics of buying a bass. So I'm going to go over some of chapter day 2 and get you a bass in your hands as quickly as possible. So as you know, it's taken from chapter or day 2 of the book. Please purchase a copy. There'll be a link below to purchase your own copy so you can follow along. This is going to be the short and sweet version, just kind of a recap. So give you a bit more motivation to make plans to visit a store or buy one used. So we're going to go over what are good choices and how to choose a good bass. So this is in line with this section on getting your paws on your first bass of day 2. 4 different options. You can buy new or used, which probably is the most popular. Number 2 is a great way, borrow. If somebody has a bass or you can borrow one or trade one, that's another great way to do it. It's real low risk. Number 3, lease or rent from a store, kind of a hybrid. And number 4 is make monthly payments, which can work. I like borrowing or buying used is a great way, or trading your way, because sometimes people buy instruments, never learn, or just don't care. There's plenty of used basses around. As for your first bass, you don't need anything too fancy, so this is a great way to do it. So buying new is probably the most convenient, so go over that. Pros is that it should have a warranty, anywhere from 1 to X amount of years. It should play very well, because it'll be probably the best it will play at this point. And you can break it in yourself and take care of it yourself and maintain it yourself. So sometimes having a new instrument is the way to go. The cons are it obviously is the most pricey. There's a lot of choices, so you could get lost in that at the store, and it may not be an ideal fit because there is so many choices. So got to weigh that into consideration, but I'm assuming a lot of you will be purchasing new. Another convenient way is to buy used. The pros of that are you can negotiate on the price, usually get a cheaper price or some maybe extras that the person has, because people might buy a case or something like that thrown in, maybe a cord, stuff like that. The cons are there usually is no warranty, so buyer beware, and it could be abused, so you need to really pay attention to how it looks and everything like that, as to how the bass for a used bass. So what to keep in mind when buying a bass is the KISS method of bass buying, especially for used basses. Keep it simple, silly. So go through the steps. There's so many details that won't really come across in this video. But basically, it's taking things down to a very simple level. The simpler the bass, the simpler the options. Usually it means the less to go wrong. That's why we'll go over brands and some of the simpler options. But go through the book and read the chapters because they're invaluable in this regard. So here are some basics mentioned in the book. Try before you buy. Obviously, you want to make sure it's comfortable and that you like it and you like the sound of it. Don't fall in love with the first 1 or to 5 basses. Your first one's going to sound, you're going to think sound good, but compare, obviously, different products. How does it feel in your hands? Is it comfortable? Is the neck too thick or too thin? Can you wrap your hands around it? Obviously, it'll take a little practice, but is it way too big to even think that's possible? And then you want to test the sound. How's it sound with an amp? When you plug it in with a cord or without? These are good questions to really slow things down and make sure you're choosing the right bass for you. So out of the 130 Titans of bass that I interviewed, there was one brand that stood above being the most popularly named, was Fender. Fender invented the bass back in the 50s, called the Leo Fender, the precision bass, which they still make today, and I have one as well. But the Fender bass is very respected. A lot of people recommend it for beginners, and a lot of people still play them professionally. Some of them, if you buy one correctly, you can play for years. It'll last as long as you do. So out of the basses mentioned, like we said for Fenders, it was precision was the highly recommended, is the most basic, the most solid, most hit records. We used a precision bass. Also, jazz basses were also mentioned. They're a little bit thinner, a little bit more options, but these are the 2 main brands that if you can afford are the best value for playability and longevity. Very good. Handy hint as well, we discovered that Fender Squires are a great budget buy for a mix of value versus price. So for a few $100s, you can get a great playing Squire that will last a long time. Won't be as great as or bulletproof as a Precision or Jazz, but it's very, you can pick a really good Squire that is very, very close. So that's if you only have a few $100s and want something new or something that will last, it's a good idea. So that's about it for the day 2, chapter 2. Go get a bass. The important thing is to make plans to get a bass, borrow one, lease one, rent one, go to the stores, plan to go, look on Craigslist or another online site for a good bass to make sure that we can follow along for day 3 to day 15. So that's your mission right now. Thanks for watching. Day 2. Important thing, read the chapter, go over the exercise. Make sure to plan to go to the music store today or tomorrow. Tomorrow will be lighter. It'll be on an amp. So you're going to need an amp to play, so it'll be a little bit lighter, but please like, subscribe, comment, maybe put where you're from, and see you tomorrow, you future Titan of Bass. Thanks for watching. See you later.